Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Stout Field here in Fort Bliss, Texas, and the 11th edition of the World Military Women's Football Championship. I'm Van Stokes, and we're glad you could join us once again for today's game. With 9 teams competing for the Women's Military World Cup, we turn back to action tonight in Group A with 2 games on tap. Coming up, it's the Netherlands and the United States of America. The Netherlands will be looking for their first win of the tournament, while the USA will be trying to notch its second win of the competition. Neither team will be able to advance to the medal round. Our second game tonight, though, will be an Asian matchup. That's going to be between Korea and China. Now, the winner of that game will win Group A, and they will advance to the championship game on Tuesday night. Well, as the teams come onto the field, let's turn to our public address announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of CISM, the International Military Sports Council, welcome to Stout Field and the 9th day of competition in the 2018 World Military Women's Football Championship. As they come onto the pitch for our first game tonight, would you please welcome the 2 teams from Group A? They are the women's military team from the Netherlands and the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, will you please rise for the playing of the national anthem for the Netherlands, and please remain standing for the national anthem of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, with the CISM motto of friendship through sports, once again, fully alive here on Saturday night at Fort Bliss, Texas, we wish the best for each of these teams in their challenge to win the 2018 Military World Cup. I want to remind you that this championship is being conducted as a part of the Conseil International du Sport Militaire, known in English as the International Military Sports Council, and referred to around the world by its acronym CISM. With 138 member countries, CISM conducts more than 20 military world championships for its member nations each year, all under the motto of friendship through sports. This year marks the 70th anniversary of CISM, which was founded in 1948 with 5 original countries. Today, CISM has grown into the second largest multi-sport organization in the world, second only to the Olympic Games. Once again, best of luck to our teams tonight in their pursuit and challenge here in the Women's Military World Cup. So those are our public address announcements. Let's take a look at the starting lineups if we can. First of all, for the United States, in the goal once again, that's going to be Kelly Griffith. She's going to be joined by Kristen Whitehurst, Jen Gillette, Anastasia Abid, Maggie Paulson, Carla Kelty, Kristen Cooper, Meredith Reisinger getting the start tonight, Ariel Salton, Leah McNeil, and Amy Horney. Those are your starting 11 for the United States. United States out with black tops, black pants, black socks. They've got the white numbers as they meet on the far sidelines. Here's the way they're going to line up for the Netherlands. In the goal, Petra Dugardine. She will be joined by Daisy Wiesenbeck. Debbie Duman making her first start in this tournament. Anna Bick, Leila Tachipia, Dali Fort, Danielle Vanderveld, Leonie Trump, Anna Mijin Velt, Jeanette Van Bielen, and also making her first start, Jessica Cow. Those are your starting 11. For the Netherlands, they are out in their orange jerseys, black trunks, and orange socks. The Netherlands, in their first game of this tournament, tied Canada 0-0, 0-0 in game number 1. As a result of the draw, they each picked up 1 point. In their second contest, on the 26th of June, that was last Tuesday, they lost to China 0-1. And then, a couple of days ago, on Thursday, they tied Korea 0-0. So 2 ties and a loss give them 2 points here in Group A. They have yet to score a goal in this tournament. And in terms of giving up goals, in 3 games, they have only given up 1 goal. For the United States, they began this competition on opening day with a 0-1 loss to Korea. They followed that up 2 days later, losing to China 0-3. Then on last Tuesday, they beat Canada in a hard-fought match by the score of 1-0. They've got 3 group points as a result of the win over Canada. They've scored 1 goal in this tournament, and they have given up 4. So that's the background on the 2 teams tonight. And those are your starting lineups. Our officials in this game on the field, it's going to be Park Sejin from Korea. First assistant referee, Yang Sun-young. Second assistant referee, Tobias Kuzinski from Germany. And our fourth official, Giancarlo Pavone from Canada. Truly an international gathering on the field in more ways than one. Multi-nations represented. This soccer game is underway. And quick challenge by Ariel Saltine of the United States. Netherlands will throw it in. Netherlands, as I indicated to you earlier, not giving up a goal in this tournament. Gave up 1 goal in this tournament and had 2 0-0 ties. They gave up 1 goal to China, and that's the only goal they've given up. So look for the defensive effort tonight out of the Netherlands, and perhaps the United States can crack that defense early. We shall see. Out on the left side, the United States will keep it alive. USA will try to bring it up the left side, but out it goes. Kristen Cooper has the only score for the United States in this tournament. She scored on a penalty kick. That was at the 51-minute mark. And that provided the margin in the 1-0 win over Canada.
Let me know if you see stats. We can get a time on that.
And that was back this past Tuesday. In the goal for the Netherlands, Petra Dugardine. And she has had a very nice tournament. Dugardine will try to pass to the right side, and a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too ambitious. Leads her teammate over there, and out of bounds it goes. So the United States, perhaps with some different tactics tonight than we saw earlier in this tournament, would love to get on the board early. And Dujardin will bring it back up the field. Petra Dujardin has been in every single CISM tournament. That's 11 CISM women's football championships. And she plays, well, like this is one of her first, and with all the skill and energy that you would expect. Dujardin, again, one of the older players in this tournament, but that's experience combined with this extreme knowledge of the game. The Netherlands, 25% new team this year. Here comes the United States. Anastasia Abiad down the left side. She's in a tussle for the ball with Debbie Duman. Duman getting her first start tonight. And Abiad, that was Anna Bick who takes it away from USA, but quick defense by the United States. They get it back. They're going to try to go straight up the middle. Leah McNeil will try to chase it down, and Dujardin will take it back. Straight down the field, left side, little breakaway that time by Netherlands. Gets beyond the goalie, looks to the goal, and what a diving attempt and a save by a United States player. Let me get that number for you if I can. Kelly Griffith came out of goal, and it just took a come-from-behind rundown to get between the shooter and the goal to knock it out. So that is number 6 on the ground. That is Jen Gillette. She gets up slowly. And what a great play by Gillette. She's going to jog over to the side and just take a second to pull herself back together again. But Gillette clearly saved the goal that time. Jen Gillette's first lieutenant in the United States Air Force, stationed at Mountain Home, Idaho. And oh, by the way, when she's not playing soccer, she flies an F-15 for the United States Air Force. Header that time by the Netherlands, and the United States quick to clear it. They keep it alive on the far left side. So it seems, but actually it's out. So the Netherlands will have the throw-in on it. And again, the Netherlands, a very strong defensive team. You don't look for them on offense to score a lot of goals, but you don't look for them to give up a lot of goals either. They're tough. They're strong. 25%, 5 new players, as I said. They play control soccer. Very much of a European style. Short passes. And it's a team that's played together once a week since December. And then for the last 4 weeks, they've gotten together a couple of times a week. That is back in Holland. Unlike some of these other teams who are stationed together at the same installation or the same base overseas, and then perhaps might even play in a league in their country as a team. Dujardin gets it back out. But that's not the Netherlands, and that's certainly not the United States. So when you look at this contest right here, even though neither one of these teams are in a position to advance out of Group A right now, I like to think that they're two evenly matched teams. The United States trying to press the attack. McNeil thought she had a handball, but no whistle, so they just kind of played right on. And they keep it in the center. Slow roller out to Dujardin. Gillette went down hard in saving that goal. I mean, she really did. Might have banged up her shoulder a little bit. She looks pretty good. Putting a bandage on her knee. She took a tumble when she went down to the grass, but you can't give her a credit for a save, but at the same time, that was a save in every sense of the word. That was plain and simply because the goalie, Kelly Griffith, was out of the goal. So throw in, far side, Netherlands. Good lead throw in. Distributed nicely down the side, but it goes beyond the goal line. So Kelly Griffith will set it back in motion. She's also in the United States Air Force. Product of the United States Air Force Academy and calls home Clarksville, Maryland. Interestingly, because this announcer calls home Clarksville, Tennessee. There are many. In fact, I don't know, I guess it's who you ask where the last train went to. We like to say the last train to Clarksville. Came to the one in Tennessee, but they all line up and say that. Out in the middle of the field. Nice header that time by Kristen Cooper. Netherlands turns it around quickly. They got a little break right now. Shot down the goal, and it's a goal! Netherlands. Kelly Griffith came out just a little bit too late. The breakaway was there. The Netherlands hopped on it, and just a nice shot that lofted up over the head of Griffith, who was charging to the ball. It found its way to the back of the net, perfectly straightaway center. Goal scored by Layla Tachipia, number 8. Wow. Netherlands have not scored but one goal in this tournament. And now here in the 8-minute mark, they've scored against the United States. Good play on the ball that time. Well done and setting into motion by Amy Horney. Netherlands comes back quickly. They're going down the right side. United States has to recover. Another line down the right side. Shot on goal. Comes out of the hands of Griffith. She saved it, though, deflecting it over to the side as it came out of her hands. It looked like it was headed into the goal, but did not cross that goal line. The plane was there. It didn't pass beyond the plane. United States dodged potential second point. So Griffith will get it back out. Down the center, good rough play right there. That was number 7. A beat. All the way over to the far side. Taking that time by Anastasia Abid. She's going to bring it down. Actually, it's going to slide out of bounds. Eight minutes. Took 8 minutes for that goal to be registered. And it goes out on the far side, and the United States will bring it back in. USA busy pushing the ball down the field, and more than once. A couple of breakaways here. About 3 breakaways for the Netherlands, and they've scored one time. Almost had a second one just a few minutes ago. It's the week before the 4th of July, the 30th of June, and Culture Day, as they like to call it in CISM, the last day after the medal matches on Tuesday, Wednesday, the 4th of July. These 9 teams that have come here to Fort Bliss, Texas will have an opportunity to share in the celebration of the 4th of July here at Fort Bliss with the El Paso Symphony Orchestra, the fireworks, 50-gun salute, and roughly 25,000 people expected into the park area here. And in all honesty, in terms of a cultural day, you could not set up a much nicer cultural day than what these 9 teams are going to see here on Wednesday, the 4th of July. Netherlands back up to center. Anna Bick trying to control things in the center. Bick. She passes back up to center, but that's Kristen Cooper there to stop things. Pass out on the left side. Abid is going to run it down. Looks to the inside. Gets by one. And Dujardin comes out and jumps on it quickly. Remember, coming up later tonight, it's going to be Korea and China. That's slated for 9 p.m. Mountain Time. And the winner of that will advance to the gold medal match. That will be on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. Jen Gillette, one of the fullbacks, will get it over very quickly to Amy Horney. They'll get it up the right side. Good, strong lead pass. Nobody there. Trying to chase it down is Meredith Reisinger. Dujardin will knock it out. There with the throw in is Ariel Smith. She'll send it back, put it back in the center to Cooper. Cooper will trap, send it back to Saltina, goes down the right side. Salton gets by one. Shot towards the center, and it's a goal! Shot, left foot, left side of the net, beyond the reach of Dujardin, and it nestles into the net in the 13th minute, and we have a tie game. What a shot that time by Saltine, but Salton had to dribble it around, get around her opponent, set up the shot for herself, and she took it and knocked it hard to the left side of the net. Captain Ariel Salton, United States Air Force, stationed in Charleston, South Carolina, and is from Smyrna, Georgia. Tallies the first goal for the United States. And interestingly enough, the United States now has 2 goals in all of their games combined. The Netherlands has 2 goals in all of their games combined. Just a really nice job that time by Salton. So Netherlands are going to knock it back to Petra Dugardin. And the Netherlands will take some time to set it up. A warm night here in El Paso, Texas. Not as warm as we have seen it in the past, but still warm enough that it will demand a water timeout midway through the first half. 94 degrees here as this game got underway. 10 degrees cooler than the temperature on game 1. And Dugardin, plenty of touches, will launch it straight down the field. Wind is blowing from west to east. As they're across midfield, I want to welcome to the broadcast Matthew Orlowski from the Fort Bliss Sports Office here, and one of the hosts, but more than that, one of our soccer experts here. Played soccer in Germany for a number of years, and, well, a great student of the game. Officiates right now, says his playing days might be behind him, but as I take one look, it looks like he could be ready to go. So, Matt, welcome to the broadcast, and we got a good match on hand right now with a 1-1 tie. Anything surprise you thus far?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Stokes. I wouldn't say anything surprises me yet. I expect a lot of defense from the Dutch team as they've been playing so far this tournament. They got an early goal, which forced USA to make a move, and they got ball just a little overhit just now. But forced USA to do something, and they were able to get another goal.
USA would like to knock on the door, much like China knocked on the door with the USA. Lead pass straight ahead on the right side, but Meredith Reisinger could not catch up to it. And you look at the Netherlands, and you don't think offense, you think defense first. You think control. You think European soccer. And that's a style that you're very familiar with, having grown up in Heidelberg, Germany, and also having played there for a number of years before you came to the United States. So you're familiar with this style, are you not?
Yeah, and like I said, that's what we've been seeing from the Dutch team throughout this tournament. They've had close games, low-scoring games, some 0-0 ties. And fortunate for them, they were able to get a quick goal this game.
Yes, very, very, very fortunate for them. Ball out far side. USA will bring it in. And again, in their very first game, the Netherlands tied Canada 0-0. They lost to China 0-1. And then they tied Korea 0-0. So you see that, and you think defense. But having said that, Matt, the Netherlands had at least 3 scoring opportunities, one of which they made good on.
Yeah, and the goal from USA, number 15, Ariel Saltine, we've seen similar goals from her like that in the build-up for this tournament as well during the scrimmages. So hopefully we'll get to see a few more again from her.
You talk about the build-up. Now, you were here, you've been here, you've worked on behalf of Morale, Welfare, Recreation here in Fort Bliss, Texas. Part of Team Bliss that has set up all the arrangements to host this tournament. And you refer to the build-up for the USA team. There were tryouts. The team was put together. Talk about how that build-up went. What did it consist of? A number of scrimmages, as a matter of fact. Here comes another. Oh, they missed an opportunity. Pass there. Jeanette Van Bielen. But she gathers it back under control. Talk about the build-up, Matt.
So prior to the tournament beginning, the USA team was here for about 2 or 3 weeks doing their trial training camp, where they cut their roster from about 40 players to about half of that, to about 21 players. And during their time, they played against 10 local women's club teams here in El Paso. And during that 4th game against a local club team named Rush, they fell behind. They played from behind most of that game. And during that game, number 15, Ariel Saltine, was able to score a hat trick and bend some of those balls in from outside the box like we saw her do earlier this game.
So her shot did not really surprise you, did it?
I expected to see more of those goals from her throughout this tournament. Unfortunately, USA has been a low-scoring team.
That it has. Well, you talk about the hat trick, but I'll tell you, Pamela, let me pull up my stats real quick. We got 4 goals by Pamela Vasconcelos from Brazil. She scored 4 goals. I don't know what you call the 4 goals. It's not a sombrero, but you got 4 goals in one game, and that was against Bahrain. So that was a pretty fine performance. Beyond that, we got a couple of goals by about about a half a dozen players. They've scored 2 goals per contest. And I'm talking about the 2 goals scored against Canada by Zhu Shan of China. She scored 2 goals against the United States as well. Daniela Lima of Brazil scored a couple of goals against Bahrain. Here comes the USA down the right side, trying to chase it down, Meredith Reisinger. And good recovery that time by the Netherlands. But also 2 goals scored by Lu Languin against Canada, representing China. Soline Barbon, she had a couple of goals against Germany in that first game, but she got red carded, suspended for 2 games, so we didn't see her after that. And also, Song Sejin had a couple of goals against Canada, and Schrati from Germany had 2 goals against Bahrain. So when you get to this point of the tournament, you kind of know who their strikers are. You know who their scorers are. Is the reason I share that. Who do you look to the United States to score other than Saltine?
Well, number 11, Kristen Cooper, has already showed us that she can hit the ball on target from distance. Maybe she'll be able to get a shot on goal from outside the box.
She took the penalty kick for the United States and scored the only goal of that game in the 51st minute. That was against Canada. So you're right, the enforcer can put it in.
Yeah, also number 7, that he just took a shot, Anastasia Abid, hoping to see her get the ball into the net sometime this game.
Talk about the goal of Petra Dugardin, if you will. You've watched a lot of goalies, and we saw a pretty good one last night in Abdullah in Bahrain, but you got to put Petra Dugardin up there as well as one of the talented goalies. She's played in all 11 CISM World Championships. Long shot from the outside, win behind the back.
And that's impressive. That's impressive for her to play in all 11 tournaments. So you can see right there, those long shots probably won't trouble her too much. USA is going to have to be creative like they were with their first goal.
Dugardin will bring it back out into the wind, and still a powerful kick as it goes right into the wind. 3 defenders back for the United States, led by Kara Kelty on the right side. Back it goes to Jen Gillette. And Gillette will get it back to Kelly Griffith. Saltine, who scored that first goal, I mean, she plays the whole field, all the way up the right side, if that's the way they're going, Matt. And she's in pretty good condition. She can cover a lot of territory. She's got both power and speed, which is a great combination. Center of the field, Netherlands setting it. United States regrouping. United States tonight came out in a 3-4-3 formation.
Yeah, USA needs to be careful with playing the ball in the back. They need to be more precise with these passes. Here they are on the run. They can get some numbers up. She's looking for Saltine on the right side who'll make that run.
We talked about Saltine being fast and powerful, but when she starts from so far back down the field and it comes up like that, Kristen Whitehurst had the ball. She had to wait on Saltine.
Right, but the pass after that, that's what I was commenting on earlier. The passes need to be more precise. They need to be more clinical with that final pass.
Nice slide that time. Well done by Amy Horney. Horney has to watch it, though. She's got a yellow card. She got a yellow card in the 12th minute against Canada.
Yeah, and those yellow cards accumulate. After 2 yellow cards during the group stage, players will sit a 1-game suspension. But this being the last game of the group stage, those yellow cards won't carry over to the bronze or gold medal matches.
They get a clean sheet. But now the bottom line is neither one of these teams will advance to the bronze or the gold medal matches.
Correct. I think Korea, that game's going to be determined after this game when South Korea face China.
Exactly. And Group B, we're back here with Group B to action tomorrow night. It's going to be France and Bahrain, Germany and Brazil. And right now, Brazil looks like the odds-on favorite to come out of Group B to compete for the gold medal. And it remains to be seen who might come out of Group B for the bronze medal.
Yeah.
Good long kick there. Down to the goal, headed back out. A lot of defenders for the United States, but also a lot of orange jerseys down the field for the Netherlands. Dolly Fort, left side. Wart will try to move it ahead, but pass is just a little off the mark. All things considered, though, Matt, we have a pleasant night tonight. You look off into the mountain range and you see a lot of dust that's being kicked up by the wind.
Yeah, thankfully not as windy as we had yesterday.
One to one, 25-minute mark in this game. Netherlands scored first at the 8-minute mark on a shot by Tachipia. And then at the 13-minute mark, Ariel Sultan landed one in from the right wing. United States, tough on defense. Kelty boots it away. Netherlands will throw it in, however. Nice little crowd on hand here tonight.
Yeah, definitely for the USA games, we've been getting a lot of support. People coming out supporting the USA team, which we appreciate. But we're hoping they stay for the second game. Like as we already mentioned, the second game between South Korea and China will basically determine who will be the bronze and gold medal match out of this group. All right, we see the official here doing her best to control the game.
The Netherlands is a physical team. We talked about them being European style and playing control soccer, but Matt, they're physical. Yep. But the United States is strong, and so when it comes to physicality, I believe that USA can handle pretty much whatever their opponent might hand out.
Yeah, with the score being tied 1-1 in the 26th minute, this will be the last game for both of these teams. So they're both hoping to get a win to end this tournament.
Ball's loose near the goal, and out comes Petra Dugardin. We talked about the temperature. Well, it's 93 degrees Fahrenheit right now. That's 33 degrees Celsius. And the wind kicking up to about 15 miles per hour. Gust perhaps even a little bit higher. That's 23 kilometers per hour. So a little bit of a factor to the game, especially if you are the United States with the wind behind your back. Down the field, left side. Jeanette Van Bielen will chase it down.
And Amy Horney closed down on her.
She's good. Back up to Reisinger. Back out to the center to McNell. And back to Reisinger. Goes back and forth, and Netherlands defense is right there. Jessica Cow, the defender, back on the left side for the Netherlands. So, Matt, I know as a host you were busy as we got this tournament underway. The first few days, they're always chaotic. You set the expectation levels. Your thoughts about right now about the way this is moving. As they head to the side, I'm going to come back and get that in just a second, but they're headed to the side now for the water break. They're at the 27-minute mark, 27 moving into the 28th minute of this contest. And as a result of the heat built into the FIFA rules and put into effect here with a CISM, both teams will head to the sidelines and they will get water in order to stay hydrated. But Matt, back to the thought about the way this tournament is moving right now. Expectation levels have been set. I don't think you could ask for it to move from a hosting perspective any smoother than what it is.
Yeah, and we couldn't be any happier. No major incidents. The team here at Fort Bliss, especially in the MWR Sports Fitness and Aquatics Department, really came together and was able to put together a good tournament as a host site. I've been told by others that we may be the only installation here in the U.S. that are able to host an event like this, which gives great credit to me and the rest of the staff. But like I said, we're happy the way it's been going. It's been a great tournament. I can't believe we've already been playing this tournament for about a little over a week now. Time's just gone by really quick.
This is the ninth day of this tournament. Hard to believe. And we got 2 games tomorrow night, off on Monday, and then back on Tuesday for the gold medal match and the bronze medal match.
That is correct. And the staff here, they love working with the teams. You know, they say 4th of July will be a cultural day, but every day these teams have been here has been a cultural day with the staff. And some of the soldiers here, each team has a liaison officer, a soldier that was detailed to stay with them every day throughout this tournament and more or less be a guide and help them as they stay here at Fort Bliss. And you've seen we're seeing friendships form between these liaison officers and these teams that they're with.
That's what it's all about. It's called friendship through sports. I mean, and we're not just talking about the players. We're talking about the officials. We're talking about the hosts. We're talking about the administrative staff. We're talking about all those contacts and connections that are made here through the Women's Military World Cup.
Yeah, and we see it in the officials I mentioned last game. There's 2 officials from each country, and there is a language barrier. But off of the field, you see the officials hanging out together and doing their best to communicate and spend time together. So it's been great all around. Like I said, it's the staff and everybody. We couldn't be happier with the way this tournament has gone.
I saw the officials just 2 days ago go out the door. It was about 9 o'clock in the morning, 0900 military time, and they went out as a group, which told me that they were going someplace in El Paso, either up the mountain on the cable car or maybe downtown. Kind of hard to say. I did not ask them, but the point is they went out as a group, and they shared in the day in El Paso.
Yeah, the officials have been great. They're one of the first people here before the games get started. It's a turf field, so not too many changes down on the surface, but they're nevertheless they're here inspecting the field before every game.
That is their duty. Is down on the field goes number 7. That's Anna Bick. Bick goes down. There to see if she's okay is Leah McNell. And Bick will take her time, but she gets up. The United States has 2 shots on goal. The Netherlands have 3. And they've each scored 1 time tonight. A couple of saves for Kelly Griffith so far, and a couple of saves by Petra Dugardin. So this game played largely in the middle of the field so far, Matt, and a couple of fast breaks, if you will, from the Netherlands and, 1 or 2 scoring opportunities from the United States. But beyond that, as my good friend and colleague Steve Denote likes to say, it's been played between the 20s.
Yeah, and both of these teams not wanting to make a mistake and give up a goal. And here comes Kristen Abbott again. Let's see if she can capitalize on this opportunity. Plays it back.
And a collision.
We got contact in the box, but no foul.
No foul. Play on.
Good no call by the ref.
Good no call, and I really appreciate that.
And here come the Dutch.
both players that went down in the box pop up as well.
And Amy Horney able to control that ball and pass it back to the goalkeeper, Kelly Griffith. Like I said, both teams, like you said, like we both said, game being played in the center of the field, both teams not wanting to make a mistake and give up that second goal.
32-minute mark. Tussle in the middle of the field, and that was Kristen Cooper, the enforcer. Everybody raised their hands, and USA gets the throw in. Nice lead pass that time by Meredith Reisinger. And Dugardine will boot it out on the left side. The United States picks up some yardage that time. And moves it down the right side on the throw-in. Nice throw-in that time by Saltine. But there in the center of the field is Dolly Fort. Dugardine back again. Lofts a nice kick. Ooh, and players go down. They both went up to head the ball. Down is Layla Tachipia. And down also is Amy Horney. But they both get up. I mean, they're tough. I mean, I said this is a physical ball game.
Yep, and now we have another Dutch player down on the field. See if we can get that number.
Not sure who that is. She's up to one knee, and that might be Van Bielen. Number 22, that's exactly who it is, Jeanette Van Bielen.
She seems to be having some kind of difficulty with her forearm.
A little bit. You got Petra Dugardine coming out of the goal to have a quick word, and the trainer's out on the field as well, but she comes up. And she'll walk over to the sideline to kind of pull herself together a little bit.
Maybe we'll see here on the near side of the field that trainer pulls out the magic spray, is able to put her back together.
I've only run into one person who knows what the magic spray is. That is Steve Denote. Here comes the Netherlands. They're going to try to knock at the door. Foul down on the far side.
And that player from Holland that was down earlier is actually number 23, Jessica Cow. Yeah, she's back on the field.
She's the one who went down, came up, and came back on the field.
And here comes Saltine. She makes a pass up the field.
Right side, United States in position, and Dugardine is there once again to save on the shot. Battle to attempt, and good effort by the USA that time. We've talked a lot about earlier. Saltine, she distributes nicely. She assesses. She plays semi-pro in Charleston, South Carolina, so she's got a lot of experience. And here she comes on the ball right now. Does not back away, does Saltine.
And when USA get in the penalty area, into the Netherlands penalty area like that, that final pass just needs to be a little more clinical.
Saltine trying to control it. Had to come back after it took a bounce, but she gets it under control, and it'll go out again on this side. And Horney will bring it back in. USA team is coached by Derek Wayan of the United States Air Force. He has been coaching the Air Force team since 2011, and he's been the CISM coach. This is his 5th year. Been doing this since 2013.
Yeah, and he currently resides in the Netherlands with NATO. And he told me during the training camp that his next duty station will be later this summer. He'll be moving to D.C. to work at the Pentagon.
Brunson's in the Netherlands is where he was stationed. So, you know, has been stationed for the past couple of years in the country of the team that he's playing against tonight. Or leading his team against, I should say. This must bring back a lot of memories for you as it's got an international flavor to it. And as I indicated earlier, here comes the USA, left side, cross pass. Anybody there? No, and that's a little errant block that came off the foot of one of the Dutch players that goes into the hands of Dugardine. But as I was saying, you spent time growing up in Germany, in Heidelberg in particular, spent some time playing German soccer there. When you see this, it's got an international touch to it, and it's got to bring back a lot of thoughts and memories for yourself.
Yeah, that's what's been great about working at this tournament. Like you said, I did grow up in Germany playing soccer with a variety of German club teams, as well as ODP, Europe state team. And I was able, every summer, I was actually able to travel to countries like the Netherlands and play in international soccer tournaments. So hosting this tournament here for me, especially, has been a lot of fun.
Yeah. It has to be. You know, I talked about the head coach, Derek Wayand, and this in reality is his third CISM. Began coaching in 2013. And spent some time working with the men, too, 2017.
Yeah, in fact, one of his players on that 2017 team, we found out his older brother played with me in Germany many years ago. So sometimes the soccer world can be a small world.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that. Left side, Netherlands trying to get the center, and it went right through the legs of one of the USA players and into the arms of Kelly Griffith. So they'll walk back down this side. That was Amy Horney who let that one get through, and Kelly Griffith was there to gather. Right side now, Meredith Reisinger.
And the Dutch player uses her size to play a very good defense on that ball.
It continues to be a physical game, and the Dutch continue to be very defense-oriented. Dugardine will get it out now. She's got a good foot, very powerful foot. Of course, she's got a lot of technique, too. Push out in the center, so Netherlands will take control.
Yeah, Gillette just with a little push in the back. The ref saw her do that and awarded Netherlands with a free kick.
Now, you're an official. You officiate in high school games in and around the El Paso area and have done your share of, well, that's 2 officials on the field, if I'm not mistaken, Matt. In high school, you have a 2-referee system on the field. And FIFA and international style, you only have 1.
Well, actually, high school, we have 1 as well.
One as well, okay, good.
So for these international competitions, well, now in the World Cup, we see they've added an additional VAR. But it's typically a 3-man that we use for high school, similar to the 4-man that we're seeing today in CISM. And that 4th official more or less handles the administrative sides of the administrative details during the game. And
okay.
I wouldn't mind getting one of those guys in high school because I wouldn't have to pull out my pocketbook and write down yellow cards for every infraction.
They write down yellow cards, red cards. They handle the shots. They handle shots, goals, I should say. Mm-hmm. Who scored, what number, and the time. And that's part of the official report that our official head referee is responsible for filing at the end of this game. I took a look at that report. It's a 5-page report. Right side, cross pass. The United States does a nice job in clearing it out. It's been a pretty even-Steven game when it comes to shots on goal. 4 tonight for the USA and 4 tonight for the Netherlands. Oh, let's see if the USA, they're offsides.
And that's an easy offsides call for the official.
Too easy. Way too easy, as a matter of fact. We were 5 yards offside, but 4 shots on goal by the USA and 4 shots by the Netherlands, and 3 saves for Kelly Griffith and 3 saves for Petra Dugardine.
Yeah, and Anastasia Abbott for the USA on that last one just caught offside. Timed the run just a little too late. Waiting for that pass from the middle.
Here comes the USA, salting up the right side. It's a foot race. She's pushed from behind by Jeanette Van Bielen. Both players go down.
You know, with a tactical foul like that, I wonder if the official's going to reach for the yellow card.
And I think she is. She's got it in her hand. She's waiting for the player to come up, and she's going to administer the yellow card. That is going to go to Jeanette Van Bielen. That is the 6th yellow card of this tournament given to a player from the Netherlands.
Netherlands played a tough game.
In all honesty, Matt, just like the offsides was an easy call, I too thought that there was an easy call in terms of worthy of a yellow card.
Yeah, in fact, in soccer, the yellow red card, there are specific reasons to receive a yellow or red card. For each, you have 7 specific reasons. In that case, you can argue that the foul was a tactical foul.
And a shot down towards goal, taken nicely by Dugardin. Review some of those reasons if you can.
So one would be for the yellow card offenses, as I just mentioned, one of them is the tactical foul. Another one would be a reckless challenge. Third point, and I'm going off the top of my head here, but a third point would be a deliberate handball.
When they literally reach out with their hands and basically grasp it or knock it down on purpose. But as you share some of those 7 different reasons, as you share some of those, let me be quick to say that our officials, every team bringing 2 officials into this tournament, our officials working together, and our officials tonight, we got field official from Korea, then first assistant from Korea, second assistant from Germany, and the 4th official from Canada. Our officials throughout this tournament have done really a fine job.
Yeah, and I'm going to read off those 7, which they call the 7 cautionable offenses, which the yellow card is also referred to as the caution card. So there's guilty of unsporting behavior, shows dissent by word or action, persistent infringement, delays the restart of play, fails to respect the required distance, and that's usually what you see on a throw-in or a goal or a free kick.
When they don't get back 10 yards after the officials told them to get back and they refuse to move.
Correct. And then there's enters or re-enters the field of play without referee's permission, and deliberately leaves the field of play without referee's permission. Those are the 7 cautionable offenses in soccer. So, as you mentioned before, the 4th official, when they're keeping stats, they have to, yellow cards and red cards aren't just given out freely. They have to be able to account for every card that's given out and explain why that card was given out. And that's just from an official's point of view.
USA player down on the far side, Daniela Vanderveld is over there to double check on her opponent. So you got to applaud the sportsmanship that we've seen tonight. And we're into stoppage time here. And we've got a substitution. Coming out of the game is going to be Daisy Wiesenbeck. And I did not get the number that came in. 2 minutes of stop. Oh, I'm sorry, not a substitution. 2 minutes of stoppage time. And that's a signal that comes in on the large indicator by the 4th official on the other side.
In fact, today, for those watching any World Cup action, the game between Portugal and Uruguay, that 4th official is from El Paso, Texas, and is one of the officials from the USA at the World Cup.
I watched that game today, but I did not know that fact.
And he also, Jair Marufo, got started reffing here in El Paso in high school soccer. So what I'm saying is I got a chance.
Long kick, that time from the left side, and Dugardin pulls it in with nobody touching it. Great effort that time by the USA trying to get one in. That was the far side of the field. Maggie Paulson got a good foot behind it. So about 30 seconds left of stoppage time. United States trying to press it down below. Here they come. But here comes the Netherlands. Right side, Saltine, this is where she plays well from. She dribbles by one sometimes, but not then. Down once again. Good cross kick towards the goal. And goal! United States. Working it hard down low to Anastasia Abid in stoppage time as seconds before the stoppage time came to an end. Abid found it on the left side and was able to get it past Petra Dugardin as the United States takes a 2-1 lead over the Netherlands. They pressed, Matt, and they pressed, and they would not stop. And that was second, third, and fourth effort that resulted in that goal for the United States.
Yeah, and right before we go into the halftime, you're right, that was a result from pressing high up the field. And we saw Kristen Cooper just pushing all the way up to the field, getting that pass in the middle, and USA able to slide it into the back of the net. So great result for USA right before the half.
And I said it came only seconds before the half, and that's exactly what happened. Seconds before the half, Abid finds the net. They come back out, seconds transpire, and the half comes to a close. So they head to the side with the United States taking a 2-1 lead over the Netherlands. We're not done for tonight. Coming up later, Group A action continues with South Korea versus China. That kickoff is at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Mountain Time here in El Paso, Texas. And coming up tomorrow, the 2018 CISM Women's World Military Football Championship. Coverage resumes with Group B action. That's when France is going to meet Bahrain, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, 10 o'clock on the East Coast, 7 o'clock on Pacific Time. Remember, you can check into Armed Forces Sports social media channels like Facebook and Twitter for the latest live streams. And as always, visit armedforcesports.com for the latest schedules. Matt, we're going to step aside, but before we do that, your quick thoughts on the first half.
That was a great first half, especially the 2 goals USA was able to get against probably the stingiest defense in this tournament. I think that's a huge victory for the U.S. getting that second goal right before the end of the first half. Netherlands still a tough team, so we still got the second half of the game to play. But as you know, I'm supposed to be neutral here.
You're supposed to be, but I'm looking at a United States Armed Forces shirt that you're wearing up here as well. So.
Yeah, but I gotta say, from the USA standpoint, you know, few mistakes, few sloppy passes there in the middle, but fortunately they're going into the locker room at halftime with a 2-1 lead.
Mentally, what does that do for you after you get a goal that sends you ahead like that, 2-1 going into the locker room, versus going in tied or even versus going in behind? That goal, that press, that energy and that effort, mentally, what does that mean when they go into that locker room for the half?
Well, I'm hoping that it gives the USA more motivation to come out in the second half and score some other goals. But we've seen, you know, teams in the past going into halftime with the lead, they tend sometimes to rest on their laurels, but hopefully not from the USA team today. Hopefully this is motivation to come back out and score some more goals in front of this home crowd. And you could hear it after that second goal. The spectators that we have watching the game today in attendance made a lot of noise. So hopefully that's all motivation for the USA team when they come out of the locker room after the halftime.
Well, we're going to see, and we hope you're going to stick around to see along with us. We're going to step aside. I'm Van Stokes along with Matthew Orlowski, and we're coming to you live stream on Facebook here from Fort Bliss, Texas, with the 2018 World Military Women's Football Championship. We're going to step aside. We'll be back when we get ready to start the second half.